Community update for 2022. These quarterly updates serve as a snapshot of Career Crossroads, sort of what's happened over the last few months and what we have immediately ahead. In this update, I'm sharing with you some new information about our company growth, some changing plans, and our optimism for what's ahead. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to call out something that has come up in discussions, not just within our teams, but with our members, our friends, and of course, our families. As everyone is aware by now, last month, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a decision that impacts women's access to healthcare and has tremendous implications for countless others and their own personal freedoms. I, like a lot of leaders, do my best to be mindful about sharing personal views on social and political issues, certainly within our community of over 5,000 recruiting professionals, because I recognize and respect that my views are not the views of our entire community body, nor should they be. That type of mindset is the exact opposite of what we have cultivated and worked towards within Career Crossroads when we talk about diversity within our community. It's also why I've been giving a lot of thought to the word community over the last several weeks. That word, community, is something we've seen other organizations and persons use more and more over the last few years. But to us at CXR, community isn't a Facebook group or a forum, a Twitter list, or an email distribution. Community is the heart of our very business because it is the passion that drives what we do every day, connecting people for a greater purpose and improvement of the industry and themselves. What we're sharing within our cohort is the importance of planning meaningful time with colleagues rather than just office time for the sake of being on site for 3 days a week, for example. We're educating and empowering the strengthening of connections and candid conversations on tough topics, whether done on video or in person at some of our recent CXR local dinners. We're leaning all the way in on our community reliance on a trusted group to tackle challenges and brainstorm ideas. Something that's more important than ever in an environment where we've seen time and time again over just the last few years, it's harder than ever to predict what's coming next. And most importantly, it's about respecting individual opinions, experiences, and the rights of every person within the community. That belief and practice for nearly 30 years is what makes us who we are and what defines and binds our community of practitioners who care about each other and each other's success. So it has been a tough 30 days for many, for a few different reasons. But I'd encourage everyone, Career Crossroads members and non-members alike, to conduct a reset of your own and consider where, how, and with whom you're spending your professional and personal time. And for us to remind each other that we can always be more intentional about where and how we spend our time, because the communities we choose to invest in, spend time in, and energy in can be incredibly powerful one way or the other. Now, from a quarterly Career Crossroads update, the CXR community is thriving. We've seen some impressive growth with regard to the corporate companies joining us, this week welcoming our 11th new company for the year. As a reminder, our corporate member companies each hire between 2,000 and 200,000 new hires a year. So the experience that our community inherits with each new recruiting organization is very exciting. While we have historically only offered membership to larger corporate companies, this year we've made some changes after seeing quite a few number one and number two talent leaders move into smaller startup companies. So as you can probably guess, we've created a membership level for startup employers. These initial members are all former CXR members from larger entities and are helping to design and drive what the new startup community offers and how it thoughtfully integrates with our larger membership. Additionally, after years of discussion and analysis, Career Crossroads has created a new community for talent solutions providers. Our TSC community already consists of the founder or CEO level leaders from 21 different vendor companies within our industry and has already conducted their first live meeting. Now, this curated community of leaders are working towards establishing a new industry baseline and special initiatives under the umbrella of transparency and ethics in HR technology and AI while strengthening their own networks and relationships within our space. You'll see more on this new community, how to potentially qualify for membership, and what's being done by this team as the year closes out. Now, to support these new efforts, Career Crossroads is growing. You'll see a few new headshots on our LinkedIn company page soon. Most recently, the addition of Laura Back, our new community and content manager. Welcome to the team, Laura. Additional headcount has been planned through the remainder of the year to support both online and live community engagement and growth. Now, from a platform and technology standpoint, things continue to evolve around what our members are asking for and how they use the systems. Our research content has continued to evolve, showcasing new interactive survey responses, one of which goes live this week in our research and reports section, showcasing the results of an extensive bit of research done on tech and talent trends pre and post pandemic. Hundreds of company leaders chimed in, and active members will have access to the full results, inclusive of several remote work technology ratings and feedback. And of course, in that same discipline, our CXR directory continues to grow, now with nearly 600 solutions providers listed and dynamic ratings added to profiles of every page. Each service can now be rated on delivery, implementation, pricing, and support, and can be done so with just 5 clicks. Logged in community members can see ratings by these categories, as well as a general average rating. Additionally, the search and sorting of both the default and enhanced profiles has been upgraded and is much, much easier to use. Our discussion forums continue to evolve now with new alert and messaging capabilities. It is fun to see more and more users getting into the new platform, but I should issue a quick reminder that old system notification settings were not brought over. So members, please be sure to go in and easily check boxes next to the topics that you would like to be notified about when conversations are taking place. Anyone unsure about how to do that, or who maybe just needs a little assistance, can always reach out to us. Now, as many may already know, Career Crossroads automatically pulls in all of the recruiting related jobs for our members. That's thousands of recruiting jobs collected and presented at cxr.org/jobs. Those services are updated twice a day, and each apply link allows for the applicant to now go directly into the ATS of our member companies. All of this is now done with zero tech involvement from the member companies. It just works. What we've added this week is a job alert feature that allows for our current and alumni members, not the public, just current or former members, to set up job alerts based on keywords and location searches. Now, results can be seen on demand and set to be delivered to their email daily, weekly, or monthly. And as of this morning, from within our membership alone, we have over 2,100 recruiting jobs from around the world now in that platform. I'm also pleased to report that our monthly lecture series is growing and becoming more popular. If you've not already been part of this, I'd encourage you and your teams to check it out. Built around the topics that our member company leaders have chosen, we've secured global experts to come in and conduct a monthly session for members and sometimes alumni. If you have missed one or are just learning about this now, you can find all of the existing lectures at cxr.org/lecture. And so far, we have topics on managing stress in teams, remote work 3.0, dealing with adversity, storytelling, unconscious bias, and empathy. And just ahead, of course, later this month, we have patterns of tech transformation. This really is a tremendous opportunity to get your teams involved in customized and self-paced development, as we often have a follow-up meeting and conversations within the cohort. Now, additionally, the CXR team is working on a few learning series classes that members will be able to take. These will be something like mini master classes, and they'll be included free as part of an active company membership and are expected to go live with our first delivery that covers candidate experience. And that's going to happen in just the next couple of months. On another front, if you haven't been paying attention to the CXR podcast, you're missing out. At least that's what a couple members told us. We're starting, or actually what started as a fun way to stay connected during the early days of the pandemic, has really become a labor of love and a journey of learning. We now broadcast mostly live each Tuesday, and our audience is able to actually interact via chat on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course the website at cxr.org/podcast. Now, topics, experts, and guests are determined by feedback from our members and the leaders, and include everything from our recent $10,000 scholarship awardee to uncorked wine interviews, to life lessons and funny stories from some pretty impressive characters. It's open to the public, it's growing in popularity, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Lastly, I'm excited to tell you that as we're rounding the corner into the last half of the year, live meetings and dinners have begun and are being added to the calendars. We've held a few live dinners in various cities like Atlanta, New York City, Dallas, Las Vegas, a few others. And we have a few on the books just ahead, actually, Austin and upcoming Chicago. These are wonderful ways for you to connect with folks you haven't seen in a while, not just Jerry and myself, and of course, strengthen those relationships. And it does serve as a reminder to you that Jerry and I know how to pair a good restaurant and great wine and amazing guests. So please watch for us in your town. We're also pleased to let you know that we do have our annual leadership meeting in October, which is the only restrictive membership meeting we have, as it's actually reserved for just the number one or number two talent leader at each corporate member company. Also in October is our second Talent Solutions community meeting. Both of these in Chicago, both of them live. You can find them on the events page on the website. If you do need more details, that's where you'll check. But of course, let us know and we'll get you the information because these are coming up pretty quickly. They're going to be here before you know it. And I think lastly, we're already talking with companies about hosting our meetings in 2023. I'm pretty pumped about how many folks are raising their hands and ready to open the doors to colleagues from around the world. But if you're interested and have somehow missed our notes, you only need to reach out and touch base with us to see how you can host a meeting. Now, while it is a tremendous amount of work that we do at Career Crossroads, we are reminded every day when we talk to our members how lucky we are. And to paraphrase what a leader said to me just a few days ago when sharing her appreciation for the work we do, what you get from Career Crossroads is so much more than what you put in, but you have to put in investment to get anything out. I thought this kind of summed up our vision of what a thriving, diverse, and invaluable community should be. We're proud to be delivering on every promise made to and every ask made by our members, and we will continue to do so. So thanks for your attention for these last few minutes and for another successful quarter.